Okay, we are here with World Series champion Blake Treinen. I mean, are you ever going to get tired of hearing that World Series champion?
I don't think so. I think it'll be good for like the family and like generations behind me to share the stories. Super blessed in 20 to have our first one, and now to say twice is so crazy. What a blessing from God to have these opportunities. Um, yeah, it's kind of beside me. I mean, how good He is to us at all times, and it is baseball, but these are the arenas that we're called into, and I'm pinching myself that this is what I get to call a job. So grateful for the opportunity to win one for LA and for all the fans to have a parade again and have something to cheer on and say that hey we're the world champs until next year rolls around and hopefully we run it back to back.
Okay, see, you heard it here. Run it back.
Yeah,
We are
that'd be cool.
loving that as Dodger fans.
Yeah.
Speaking of fans, so many of them outside just waiting for you. Like the line, I don't know if you saw how long that line is.
I
I mean, what
haven't.
does Dodger Nation mean to you, the fans?
Well, it's certainly the most passionate I've been a part of. I've been blessed to be in some really good franchises, some historic. Being in Oakland, there's a huge history of fan base there. They're very passionate, but the bulk and the passion, I don't think there's much that can compare to maybe the team that we played in the World Series, maybe the other one up there in the Northeast. But Dodgers fans are certainly the most passionate and like the most like it's different. I don't know how to explain it. When you're there as a visitor, you hate it because it's just like because they're intense, right? And then when you're there as a player, it don't matter how good or bad you are. They're always behind you, and that to me is what's cool. When fans understand how hard the game is, and we're not trying to suck sometimes, like we're trying to give you our best effort, and when things go well and they get rewarded, and the city gets rewarded, and we get rewarded with the World Championship. And I'm excited to see how many people are out there because I think that's kind of the culmination of all of this. Yeah, we're all exhausted and fatigued, but you got to make sure the fans are taken care of because they take care of us.
See, that's what we love, and that's what the bullpen and the pitching. That's what you guys brought to this year. Is just like don't give up, don't let up. Doesn't matter what happens
Yeah.
throughout the season. And I know your faith is very important to you,
Oh,
so
for
it
sure.
spoke to us as
Yeah, yeah.
fans. Like, don't worry, it's gonna
Yeah.
be okay. And you guys won the World Series.
Yeah, yeah. A lot of people were kind of second guessing our ability to take a run this deep and win. The injuries we've had to our starters, which is awful. Guys coming back who were still trying to find their identity. The guy who closed the game for us, certainly had his ups and downs this year and found his groove again. I mean, that's Walker Buehler. And, the biggest thing is no matter what happens, we're still good enough and talented enough. We have an organization that puts a lot of players depth-wise throughout, not just 1 through 40, but beyond, finding pieces like Anthony Banda mid-season and the other guys, countless guys that are going to get probably forgotten through the season that helped us get to this point. Um, it's just a testament to the research and development they do, and then the faith in like our process of getting guys to a better version of themselves. And that's the reason why we're able to weather the storm with all the injuries. The research on the side of like execution with attacking these hitters. You can't get lost that arguably the best team in the playoffs besides us was the Padres. That team's extremely talented, and it's nothing against the Yankees. The Yankees are phenomenally talented too. But at that point, when you get to the World Series, I'm not saying there's a letdown. It's just like there is a little bit of like you can relax and trust who you are and just go play. But everything up to that point is like, oh, we got to get to the World Series. We got to get to the World Series. Whatever it takes, get there. And so what this team was able to do through all the adversity, even on the offensive side, with Shohei banging up his shoulder, with Freddie's ankle, ribs, whatever he was dealing with all year. Man, it's a true testament. Everybody was knocking us in every corner, and everybody found a way to get it done.
That's right. Let's remind that both ESPN and MLB on Fox picked all the other teams besides the Dodgers to
Yeah.
win. So I hope they didn't actually bet any of their money. One more question.
All
You
right.
talked about being exhausted.
Yeah.
You're just still smiling, though. I feel like that champion glow is happening. What about that parade and then the party at the stadium? Can you tell me what that was like?
Yeah, it's interesting because like in the stadium, it kind of felt like a playoff game, right? Because we're already kind of used to all the fans cheering. The only difference was we got confetti in a center stage in the middle of the stadium, in the middle of the field. Yeah, yeah. So that was kind of cool to have the families out there, and then for the fans to enjoy seeing the trophy, and the guys come out and talk about their motivation and the different personalities coming out. But the parade was awesome. I don't think they're trying to say there's only 250,000 people, whatever. I think there was that many on one corner, and I don't know how you can't say there was over. I mean, I'm not a census counter, but it felt like there was over 2 million people because every corner we were on, there was like hundreds of yards deep, and that was a cool experience. It was pretty cool. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, I just can't even imagine. And I'm hoping we see you guys again out there on the parade 2025.
That would be great.
Thank
That would
you,
be great.
sir.
You're welcome.
Congratulations.